Hi, welcome to episode 61A of Christian Meditative Yoga. This is an episode to address back pain. I'm Julia.
And I'm Boo.
And
this is the day the Lord has made. I will rejoice and be glad in it.
I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. There are several things that people will tell you about back pain. And I've read a lot of horror stories of people who can do back bends and all, telling you what to do for back pain, and knowing, having had it before myself, that it is not a good thing to do. So I have tested everything I'm going to show you, and I feel certain about these particular poses for your back pain. The first group of back pain poses is named after kids. We have the embryo, where I'm going to go down and have my arms stuck to my sides back like that. We have the child pose, where I'm going to put my arms out when I'm down, and then we have the happy baby pose, where I'm going to roll over on my back. And then I have some special twist that I do called Supine Twist, and you want to use pillow props for that. Of course, I use pillows anyway for everything. So here I go down into doing the embryo first. And Boo has a scripture.
Yes. Matthew 7:7. Ask, and it will be given to you. Seek, and you will find. Knock, and the door will be opened to you.
And now I'm going to do the child pose. Now what you want to do is to really work around a little bit. Move your knees and your legs around and until you feel really comfortable. If you don't feel comfortable, this is not a good thing to do. And then the child, I'm going to put my arms out like this. And you can also just put your hands down here underneath you. If your knees are having problems and you still want to do this, because it really does feel good to your back, put your hands like a little baby would do, an embryo, with their hands up next to them like that. That's a good one too. That's good. But you get the picture. It's going to stretch your back area in a comfortable way. When you come up, there's always cat-cow. I don't advise you to do a really extreme fast move with this, and you breathe with it. When you breathe in and then breathe out, I'm going to breathe in and come up just slightly, pulling my abdomen up, which stretches my back out slightly. And when I breathe out, I'm just going to let go. Don't do really obvious, harsh movement with that. Just a tiny little bit is going to give you that tiny little wiggle movement that's going to be feeling good for your back and for your whole body. Now, the happy baby pose. You have to lay on your back. And you take your toes and grab your toes, just like a little baby would. And that's the happy baby pose. And in doing that pose, you can pull your knees up and you can stretch your legs out a little bit, as long as it does not hurt your back. It's a real relief for your back. And when you're doing the happy baby, to come out of it, you may want to hug yourself. Hug your knees up. It feels better if you leave your knees apart and hug your feet up. And then to come up, if you're really in pain, or you tend to go into pain really bad, you will want to roll onto your right side and push up with your arms to come up. And that will help a lot too. Now we have Supine Twist, and these twists are, you want to use a pillow with these. So I'm going to put a pillow, actually I think I'll put a pillow under my head too. I love soft stuff. Okay, I'm going to fold the pillow over. And when you sleep at night, if you put a pillow, they actually make some to go between your legs. If you have your legs where they're kind of lined up with your shoulders, it's going to decrease your back pain and increase the help that you get from doing that. And so I'm going to do a supine twist this way, with my arms out like this. And I'm going to try to keep my shoulders flat as I let my let my legs go over. Now an extra pad over here is nice too. If you're having problems, you can always put an extra lumpy thing under your knees. That feels really good too. And then you just relax and just breathe. And when you come up to do the other side, keep that pillow there and pull your knees up. Put your lumpy thing on the other side and fall off to that side. Have you got a scripture for us, Boo?
Yes, Acts 5:16. Crowds gathered, bringing their sick and those tormented by impure spirits, and all of them were healed.
And then when you come back up, another good thing is to, when you breathe in, I'm going to breathe into 8, and then I'm going to breathe out to 8. And as I breathe out, I'm going to press my abdomen in and try to push the lower back against the yoga mat. My legs are about shoulder width apart. Now, a really, really good thing that I can't demonstrate because you do it in the bathtub. This same motion that I just did, if you're in the tub, in a nice tub of warm water with Epsom salt, that's a great thing too. Okay, your head's going to be up on the top of the tub. Okay, if you get in the tub like I was doing there and you go breathe in and then shove your back into the tub and do it forcefully because you're in the tub, so everything weighs less. You see, you're in the water, okay, so you're lighter. And you do it really, really vigorously until the water splashes. Put some towels beside the tub and just splash to your heart's content. And once you're through with it, it is definitely a wonderful game changer for back pain. It's a great thing to do. The other supine twist that I'm going to show you, and you can keep something between your legs if you want to, but really, you just need something big and lumpy. Now, this is a big old comforter that's in a bag there.
And it's not safe for babies.
Right, not safe for babies. And I'm going to come up like this. I'm going to be on all fours here. And then I'm going to, when I go down, the top half is going to go one way, and the bottom half is going to go the other way.
Psalm 34:18. The Lord is near to the brokenhearted and saves the crushed in spirit.
And the crushed in back.
Yes.
I know back pain can be a terrible thing. It can make you feel just rotten. I've been there and done that. Okay, now I'm going to go off to this side and put my legs off to that side and just sort of drape my body over some lumpy stuff. You can have tons of blankets if you want, whatever you want to do with that. That is a really, really comfortable way to lay there. And it's so comfortable you might just actually fall asleep while you're doing that. The bathtub thing is fantastic because you're under the water. And the bent leg pools, I'm going to show you this one. I like a pillow under my head. And the bent leg pulls, you can put a pillow under your butt if you want to too. I mean, whatever you want to do with your pillow is fine. Anything that helps you to feel better when you have back pain is a good thing. Always, if you have back pain, you know this is good when you pull your legs up like that. Okay, yes. So the bent leg pull, I'm going to have the leg slightly bent and pull it like that. And then if you really want to get a good pull, you can put one knee underneath your foot, and just pull, and it feels good. But just be gentle, very gently. Everything is gentle, and you can like breathe into 8, out to 8. And you can even shove your back into the yoga mat while you're doing that. But this is really good to hold your knees up this way. It really helps a lot. All right. Oh my goodness, that does feel really good. Do you want to give me that so I can turn it on for you?
Yes, please. And while you're doing that, I'll read a scripture.
Okay.
Jeremiah 29:11. For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you a hope in the future.
There you go. Okay, while I'm doing ab force, this is a real clincher. Your abdominal muscles complement your back. So every time that I've had back pain, since the first time I had an epidural when I had my fourth child, and I had back pain so bad I could not get out of the bed to get in the car to go see the doctor. So I used a thing called the garbage bag treatment that I mentioned in another episode. I'm not going to go into that one just now, but every time I feel my back feeling funny now, I do ab force. This is a little thing that they manufactured earlier in the millennium, and the earlier ones were very expensive, but you can get it very cheaply, like $8 or something. And I do this, and then I'm completely cured of any back pain from change of season or anything. So I'm going to do this while Boo reads the story called Two Monks. And it's a good way to save your back. They say back pain's emotional, and this will illustrate how your emotions are working in back pain.
One day, two monks were walking through the countryside. They were on their way to another village to help bring in the crops. As they walked, they spotted an old woman sitting at the edge of a river. She was upset because there was no bridge, and she could not get across on her own. The first monk finally offered, "We will take you across if you would like." "Thank you," she said gratefully, accepting their help. So the two men joined hands, lifted her between them, and carried her across the river. When they got to the other side, they set her down, and she went on her way. After they had walked another mile or so, the second monk began to complain. "Look at my clothes," he said. "They are filthy from carrying that woman across the river, and my back still hurts from lifting her. I can feel it getting stiff." The first monk just smiled and nodded his head. A few more miles up the road, the second monk griped again. "My back is hurting me so badly, and it is all because we had to carry that silly woman across the river. I cannot go any farther because of the pain." The first monk looked down at his partner, now lying on the ground moaning. "Have you wondered why I'm not complaining?" he asked. "Your back hurts because you're still carrying the woman, but I set her down 5 miles ago." That is what many of us are like in dealing with our families. We are that second monk who cannot let go. We hold the pain of the past over our loved ones' heads like a club, or we remember them every once in a while when we want to get the upper hand or of the burden we still carry because of something they did years ago.
Wow. That really, really is an arrow that strikes the mark there, that story. That's awesome. It's kind of humorous, too.
Do you want to show the supplement?
Here. The last thing I'm going to mention is your back is a bone. Your back's made up of many, many bones that are stacked on each other. You need to take a calcium supplement. If you have back problems, well, you're going to read this backwards, but it says calcium citrate. You do not want calcium carbonate. You do not want anything made from shells. You want citrate. The reason being that calcium citrate, you look for that word, citrate, it discourages kidney stones, whereas the other ones encourage kidney stones. Calcium citrate will help you to avoid kidney stones while taking extra calcium.
I would be willing to bet that calcium citrate is probably very important during prenatal pregnancy.
Well, yeah, they put that kind of thing into those prenatal vitamins.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we want to thank you for joining us, and we certainly say a prayer and hope for you that you get rid of any back pain, that you'll be able to treat it. And there was an episode I did on back pain in the A series. In just the numeric series that tells of a garbage bag treatment where you use a black garbage bag and a wet towel and an ice pack. That really works too. That's what helped me to be able to get in the car. But you have to use wet heat and then ice immediately under the back. Anyway, thank you for joining us.
Yes.
And always remember This is the day the Lord has made. I will rejoice and be glad in it. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. Thank you for joining us, and I am going to be extremely good on back pain because of all that ab force I did. I may be sore. That was quite a deal there.